12-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic enters the final Grand Slam tournament of the year at the U.S. Open as the reigning champion, but the world number one suffered shock early exits at Wimbledon and the Rio Olympics and will be hoping to bounce back to become the champion in New York for the third time. Djokovic's quest to the title begins with Jerzy Janowicz, and the big server from Poland has endured a knee injury which has halted his progression as a tennis player in 2016. Janowicz rose to prominence as an unseeded player at the indoor BNP Paribas Masters in Paris as a qualifier in 2012, and recorded victories over stellar names Filip Kohlschreiber, 2014 U.S. Open champion Marin Cilic, 2012 champion Andy Murray, Janko Tipsarevic and Jill Simon, but lost to David Ferrer in the final. The Pole was embraced by the crowd as he was genuinely shocked at his results, and would produce tears of joy following his victories. And the following year, he reached the semifinals of the Wimbledon in 2013. The two-time U.S. Open champion will be the firm favorite heading into Flushing Meadows, and hopes to create more history in New York. Djokovic's notable results leading up to New York. The world number one has been increasingly difficult to beat on hard courts, with 5 of his 7 titles coming on this surface. The Serb carried on where he left off by winning in Doha at the start of the year by giving his rival and fellow two-time U.S. Open winner, Rafael Nadal, a 6-1, 6-2 drubbing, followed by his 6th Australian Open triumph in Melbourne. The fourth Sunshine Double was accomplished by winning the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells and the Miami Open, defeating Grand Slam finalists Milos Raonic and Katina Shikari in the process. The 12-time Grand Slam champion defeated Andy Murray at the Mutua Madrid Open but lost to him the following week in Rome. However, he finally won the French Open, which has long eluded him since 2012 to complete his career Grand Slam, and it was one of the main priorities of his season. Sam Querrey halted his chances of becoming the first male tennis player since Rod Laver in 1969 to complete the calendar year Grand Slam, but in typical Djokovic fashion, he rebounded and won the Rogers Cup in Toronto in his return. At the Rio Olympics, Djokovic was representing Serbia for the third time, and the 2008 Olympic bronze medalist was upset by 2009 U.S. Open champion Juan Martín del Potro in the first round, who went on to claim the silver medal. This was the second consecutive Olympic Games that the Argentine defeated the Serb. Djokovic left the court in tears as it was his last major opportunity to challenge for an Olympic gold medal, and by the time the Tokyo Games rolls around, he will most likely be past his peak at the age of 33. Janowicz's results leading up to the U.S. Open 2016 has been a miserable year for the Pole due to suffering a knee injury, and the former world number 14 will be hoping to get back into the upper echelons of tennis, as he is a solid top 30 player when his game is firing on all cylinders. In his first match of the season, the 2013 Wimbledon semifinalist suffered a straight sets defeat to 2011 U.S. Open quarterfinalists John Isner in the first round of the Australian Open. Injuries are no stranger to Janowicz, as a back injury hampered his progress towards the end of 2013, a foot injury in 2014, and unfortunately, since he couldn't compete for 6 months, he barely hung on to his position inside the top 100. Finally, Janowicz returned to competitive tennis at a challenger event in Spain in July, losing to Luca Dani in the first round. However, he got the opportunity to represent Poland at the Olympics for the first time in his career, and lost to Joe Muller in the first round, 8. Match that required the final set tie-break to decide the match. The Pole went on to compete at the Mirbush Challenger, winning 2 matches, but fell in the quarterfinals, which are good results for Janowicz to get some matches under his belt given his circumstances this year. Who wins? This is the first career meeting between the top seed and the unseeded Pole in the first round of the U.S. Open. Janowicz will be a dangerous player for Djokovic to contend with, as he possesses one of the fastest serves in men's tennis, and at 6'8", a high ball toss is performed in his serving motion before he serves. For his height, he moves extremely well around the court and likes to play on the baseline with his heavy ground strokes along with a drop shot in his game. However, Djokovic is the best returner on the men's tour along with Andy Murray, and sometimes the Pole is prone to serving double faults. Nonetheless, the Serb steps inside the court to apply pressure on the server. The 12-time Grand Slam champion is a good mover around the court, and he can trick his opponents by applying a drop shot, and he can draw Janowicz to the net, and can put a lot over the 6'8" frame of the former Wimbledon semifinalist. Another strength in the 25-year-old's game is his double-handed backhand, which he can use effectively, and he likes to mix up his game by throwing in drop shots and slices. This will be a stern test for Djokovic, and he will be wary of big servers as his last two losses have come at the hands of big servers with big forehands. Janowicz will need to finish off the points quickly as he will not want to engage in long baseline rallies, as the world number one usually comes out on top in those situations, and he will be able to wear down the pole. This is the first match scheduled for the night session in the Arthur Ashe Arena at not before 7 p.m. local time following the opening ceremony. The winner of this first round match will face Jerzy who defeated Djokovic in Monte Carlo or Indian qualifier Saif Miami in the second round. Janowicz will relish this challenge against Djokovic in his first competitive ATP World Tour event since the Australian Open, but the Serb should come out on top.